I appreciate it.
That's right.
Yeah, this about to be hilarious.
Y'all stop putting the mics in y'all face like that, man. That's crazy. It's crazy work.
Hey, man.
I just been on,
I see.
Just been on dog.
Smoked Out Freaked Out Podcast.
Smoked Out Freaked Out Podcast starring Cool Reese.
Nah, nigga.
It's only on browser though.
You started.
You
And don't collect all the cookies, niggas. Don't allow the cookies, boy.
Don't
Guess
allow
what?
the
Don't allow the
Guess what though? Browser's free now.
Brazzers,
I only know that because I did some personal. I only know that.
I did some personal health care to myself.
He did some shit pertaining to Oculus on
This
browser.
emotional shit.
Like some browser Oculus shit. You know what I mean?
You can also check us out on the beach.
You ever masturbate with the Oculus on? I don't even see it coming.
Hi, I'm Brandon Johnson, and you're rocking with the Smoked Out ShotOut Podcast with the 30 and Up boys. Tune in, get informed, get real.
One take, Jake. There it is.
Hey, welcome back, y'all. What's good, y'all? It's your boy. Hey, welcome back to the 30 Up Smoked Out ShotOut Podcast with your boy, comedian Al Boogie. As you can see, I knocked over my phone, but we're going to keep it moving.
Come on, man. It's comedian Toe Montana. We back at the best. You know how we do. You know what I'm saying? That was it.
And it's your boy Cool Ass Reese, man. And we back, man. We got a hell of a show for y'all, man.
Yeah, man. It's been a while since we've been
Yeah,
pod, man.
yeah. I think the people forgot about us, man.
I don't think they forgot about
I
us,
don't know.
though,
They
man.
ain't seen our pretty faces in a minute, baby. I'm here.
I
I'm
am.
here,
We've been
baby.
shaking, we've been shaking and grooving and shit.
We're doing our thing, man.
Shout out to everybody that's been rocking with us thus far, asking for more work, because here comes more work, you know. Shout out to the production crew, shout out to Streets and all that. You know, I don't even know what I want to call him sometimes. Sometimes I want to call him Streets, sometimes I want to call him Love Hard, sometimes I don't know who he is, you know what I'm saying? The nigga's different on Facebook. Y'all can't see him. I can, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, you know what I'm saying?
He's provocative to keep some people
That's a
going.
fact.
This ain't provocative.
Shit. But shit, man, we've been on the run lately, man.
On the run.
We've been on the run lately. I just want to salute you guys for the summer we came off. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know we said it a little bit on Q's episode, but I'm gonna say it one more time. We came off a nice run in the summer. You know, closed it out in September with Jadakiss. We was this close to each other, the Jadakiss and Styles. You know, smoked out the David L. Lawrence Convention Center.
Yeah.
I told y'all, we smoked
Crazy. We smoked that every hour.
It's undeniable.
Hey, what dude say? Somebody said that this is the most smoke that ever been in the damn convention center.
I bet. I bet, because we conventioned the center. You know what I'm talking about?
Shit.
You
No,
said
no,
they ain't
no,
never
I'll
smoked
say
like
it.
this.
You would have thought we was hanging with the Locks. The way they was smoking, we was smoking just like they was smoking.
Fact.
It was literally smoking big.
Fact. What
Listen, we
else?
smoke what they smoke.
What
Well,
else?
not.
What
No,
else we get into? We had
I don't know what the hell. Don't say that.
what else we do? We had the laugh. What we do?
We had the sip, laugh, and listen situation we had over at the Forge Winery.
Man,
That turned out
great
to be pretty
event.
nice.
Let's give a salute out to
Salute
my
to
brother. I
everybody.
forgot his name. You probably know the name better, but man was something like John B. The dude who did the
You
singing.
can't salute a nigga if you don't know his name.
Man, hey, I think it's Joseph, I believe.
No, it's Jordy.
Oh, Jordan, my bad.
Jordy, he came and he threw down, man. We'll see you again. Holla at Jordy.
No, that's shout out to Jordy.
Yeah,
Shout out
shout
to Jimmy Giles that popped
Yes,
out on us.
yes.
You know what I'm saying? Bless the
Shiloh
stage.
came through.
Shout out to
Shiloh.
the poetry community that came through.
We had, what was his name? Scars.
Scores.
Malik.
Malik
Long popped
Long.
out.
CEO, Stacks CEO.
Stack CEO popped out.
A
We had
nice crowd.
nice
I,
crowd.
I want to give a shout out to the 30 and Up boys.
No, I want to give it.
a whole 3-man host show, and it is a damn thing.
I'm gonna take that, but I'm gonna also give a shout out to Cool Ass Reese because you know what, boy, you keep us moving. You know what I'm saying?
For real facts.
You was like Batman. You
Facts.
work in the shadows. We ain't talking. We
Real
won't talk to
facts.
this brother for 2 days. When we talk to him in 2 days, though, he got some shit for
We
us.
got a whole blueprint for you. Like,
got-
we
we got-
started
we got
here,
a
we're
whole-
going to do here, we're going to end here.
Hey, Street, we have a whole spot rented. They don't even know
Facts.
yet.
Whole fact.
I'm like, I already put the
You know what
deposit
I'm
down.
saying? Like, it's crazy. We about to have a new office building and everything.
Man.
We about to really
working
have
up on space, baby.
really
We
have
elevated,
office
man.
building.
Elevated.
But the boy say he got his own money. The boy got his own money.
Yeah. my account got $33 in it right now, so I know the boy got his. But on another note,
we got
Can't afford the overdraft.
yeah, I can't afford the overdraft. One overdraft is over for me. So I am for sale tonight, $40
I sneezed the
only.
wrong way.
$40
Let's go
No
back.
Apple Pay, no Cash App. I'll accept Zelle because it's straight money, just like cash.
And
you know
he
what I'm
takes
saying?
happy hour Applebee's.
You know, I'm still on Christian Mingle.
Take me to Applebee's.
And then 2 for 20.
Half price advertising.
I'm still on Christian Mingle. I just opened my account back up. You know,
What's the name of it?
everybody knows the name. To
No,
Christian
what's
Mingle.
the
I mean,
name?
y'all shouldn't because I don't want y'all to be a part of it. But I'm talking to the camera. So I'm back on Christian Mingle. I'm back. You know what I mean? My name is Long from the Lord 82. You know, what I mean? All caps. You know what I'm saying? So
No cash.
yeah, if you know, previously, like I said, I got big photos, like 9 of them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
in the
so,
woods with a piece of barley and all that shit. Sitting on a tractor and shit with a whole
Hey, you stupid.
shit, I'm back. I got Kurt Franklin, Donnie Kirkland albums with me. I'm just prepared for it. I quit, man. I quit.
Oh,
But,
man.
Yeah, that's fire is coming soon too. I gotta say that.
Yeah.
Cause I'm ready for that. I know y'all ready for that. I know we
Yeah,
ready to
because
go.
we like
Oh,
to eat, man.
yeah.
As much as we love to eat, this should be the easiest thing to do.
Yeah.
But it's hard when you're dealing with
It's
people.
hard when you're dealing with people.
And we've been working too, so we had so much stuff, so it ain't like it's been sitting in the back burner. We've been moving and grooving in so many facets and lanes and shit.
Things have been
Motherfuckers.
coming unexpectedly. Like
Yes.
we ain't been planning none of this shit. We planned the shows, but the shit that comes in the process of them shows, that's just off our hard work, man.
Yeah,
It's
that,
been
it's to some
recognized,
degree, so it has been planned because it's one of the things when you put in that hard work, opportunity to present itself to you.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Preach.
Well, enough about us because if you don't pay attention to us, I don't know what you be paying attention to. So we got a guest in the building.
Indeed.
We got company, Mama that man here. You know what I'm
Uh-oh.
saying? Like,
There goes that
company.
man.
Somebody want to introduce my brother in here, man? Yo, I'm gonna leave it to one of y'all today, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm always introduction guy. You know what I'm saying?
All right, I got it.
Y'all nervous?
Coming from the stages
I'm having
all through the city of Pittsburgh, man. You can see this man working,
Church.
man. He's very supportive of other people's events, man. He does his thing. He likes, he shares, he supports,
Preach.
So you gotta support him, man.
It's a fact. Seen him in the improv.
The one and only, Mr. Brandon Johnson. What's going on, Mr. Johnson?
Thank you guys. I appreciate the time here. And man, coming off with a run of nice shows in Philadelphia, West Virginia. Yeah,
Salute,
yeah,
salute.
Triadelphia.
yeah, Philadelphia.
Mm.
If you could go down
The hell
there,
is Philadelphia?
I'll put it to you like this: Philadelphia. However many teeth you have in your mouth,
All right.
however many teeth you have in your mouth,
Mm.
is more teeth than the entire crowd of about 40 that we had a chance to perform at in Philadelphia. Sweet people, a lot of Trump signs,
That was
Mm.
not.
You said
a lot of stuff.
It was, all,
plans.
it was all broken English in that motherfucker.
A whole lot of unseasoned steak.
It sounded like this. Wah, 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 wah.
Good crowd. The wild part about that is those type of crowds like comedy though. Was it a good crowd? Was it
Yeah, we were the crowd. We were like the event in Philadelphia.
okay?
And we had a
That's like
chance to
Beyonce
perform.
coming to Pittsburgh type shit.
Yeah, you turned that shit. You turned that shit here.
Except the people actually paid to turn out for Beyonce, and they turned out paid for us too.
That's dope.
That's dope.
So I was happy for to get that little bit of road work into there, and I'm still doing really hard at my open mic in the city over at over Willow Station in Castle Shannon.
Place I always say I'm gonna show up, but I ain't got there yet. But I'm gonna get there one day. I'm telling you.
That's all of us.
It's a short commute, and I take care of all the acts that come through as host. I'm there from the beginning to the end, set everybody else up for success, and keep the crowd going. So if you want to try out some material, if you got some established material, and if you think you're ready to present some stuff over at the Improv or other stuff that's touring, we've had comedians stop by there and have had a good time, had a chance to develop, and I'm happy to say that I was able to kind of steward that.
And what days and times is that?
That would be Tuesdays. We start at 8. I tell everybody else to get there at 7:30, so we can start at 8. And we stacked the people in the front that had like improv experience. We had a couple traveling headliners to stop through, a couple people from DBE, like Mr. Wednesday, Jeff Conkle. We had Bill Crawford stop through. Wolfie, it was a classic, like in the scene, and also toured over the USA. They've had a chance to stop through, had nothing but good things to say about Mike, the way that I run it, and we stacked that up at the front, and then the back end, some of the people that are emerging, some of the people that are just starting out, some of them are getting their feet wet, maybe they just came out of a comedy class and they're still working through. And then we got the last part, and I let the crowd decide which they are, alcoholics on the autism spectrum. We got to deal with them too. So we sprinkle a little bit of them in there, and you really do get a full list of comedy, from everything, dark comedy, storytelling, everything else you do.
So you basically giving people a full barrage of almost every style of comedy that you can imagine.
As much as we can on Tuesdays, and I'm there. It's like basically the modern day black host that's in Pittsburgh, and I wear that much like Anthony Mackie did as Captain America in The Winter Soldier. So that's the way that I carry it, man. It's one thing to bring other people in, but always I treat any other black acts that have a chance to come in from Ohio, like we had Tyrone Gaines come in, Chevy Terrell, and we're waiting to see anybody else that may have a chance to stop through. Sam Ridley, big in Virginia, now in California. They all had a chance to stop through, more than a few DC comics. And we treated them right, make sure that they were okay getting back onto the road as they go through the next destination. And had nothing but good things to say about Willow Station and Castle Shane.
Sure. Well, if you don't mind, let's jump off with the first question. And I'm dying to know, like, what was your family structure like? Like, who was the funny people in your family to get you kind of in that niche? Or was it somebody that you saw and that got you in the niche to take on comedy? Because you seem really funny ever since I met you, and I seen you grow from when I first met you to now, and you've been doing the damn thing. So I want to say salute to that.
Thank you. I think it's almost like whenever you have a nice imagination, then you can create a lot of things. Like in school, I was never the class clown, but I would be next to the class clown, even though I had to be the class president or the student government person. But I always try to keep around that. And then I grew up watching a lot of, whether it was even at the Improv, whether it was Def Jam, and also whether it was Showtime at the Apollo, and also a lot of anything else that might have come out of the clubs that were shown on Dangerfields. So I kept on staying up to watch all those shows, and also the late night shows with Jay Leno, Conan O'Brien. And if they had an emerging star comedian on there, I tried to take advantage and just check them out. And this was like at 11. So I became a bit of a comedy scholar.
Dang,
Man, I was gonna say you went.
Dang, man.
Man, you thought of everybody from who started to
I thought you were gonna say Carol Burnett.
Because you realize, like, if you're a student like I am, I know you realize there's a lot of comics that people don't realize were comics. They don't even do comedy anymore. Like Whoopi Goldberg was one.
Yeah.
Billy Crystal was one.
Yeah. Also, Michael Keaton, Pittsburgh guy, who started out, and now you know him as Batman.
Facts.
Yeah. So now, if you check him out, you can check him out on YouTube, and he has some stuff that was good for the time. And having that, it made me get through a lot of, I don't want to say traumatic stuff that happened, but anytime you're a black person growing up in Pittsburgh, especially during like a certain part of the 90s, there was a lot of gang violence.
Right.
There was a lot of stuff that happened in Homewood, that happened around me, that somehow my family kind of protected me away from. But going to school that day or just walking back, kind of were exposed to that. So having that and the imagination that I had, it kept me out of a lot of dangerous situations that a lot of brothers that I had a chance to maybe graduate middle school, high school with are now not living.
Right.
Or some of the ones that are still living are thriving because we've been through so much. And because of that, like, I have to salute anybody else that grew up in the city that's 40 years old and plus, because you had to go through the killing fields. You had to go through a lot of the gang stuff that happened here in Pittsburgh, and a lot of stuff that like was just similar, but just between neighborhoods. If you survived all that, then you got your stripes. You're still living. You're still thriving. Yeah, you made it.
You don't kill yourself.
Yeah, and you have not killed yourself.
Yes.
So you combine that with like a nice comedy history. That means that I could speak to a Brett Ernst, a Tony Brock, a Earthquake,
Right.
I guess, and more than a few other headliners, Felipe Esparza, and actually talk to them as a peer, even though they've been at it longer, they may be headlining, but that rich background of just staying up, watching comedy, and wanting to do it, it unites us against everybody else that says that they want to do it, everybody else that says that they're funny at their job, but whenever you actually go out there, be on stage, and the mic is in front of you for that 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and you deliver in front of strangers, that is a special set of skills. That's a special, unique person. And once again, I salute Al because he's had a chance to see me as I've had a chance to see him grow. And the type of conversations that we have are different from conversations you have at your work water cooler or anything else that you talk about with sports or anything, because it's our livelihood,
Right.
and it's a small amount of people that will actually get everything else and actually appreciate everything else that we want to talk about and the things that we've been through.
So I like to, but you gonna go with me?
No.
I like to always like to ask everybody that do comedy. You know, I like there's a certain question that I always like to ask. And what was it for you? Where do you remember where you were, and when it was when you said, "Oh shit, I can do this comedy shit"?
Yeah, thank you. My first mic that I actually performed at was at the Beer Hive in the Strip District. It was a mic night that was hosted by Sean Collier, who does a lot of movie reviews around the city.
Shout out.
Was
Yeah.
that in Oakland?
It was in the Strip District. Beer Hive, the Beer Hive in the Strip
Oh, Beer
District.
Hive.
Yeah,
Beer Hive.
Beer
Okay,
Hive.
I think about the Beer Hive.
Yeah, so this one's at the Beer Hive. They had open mic night every Wednesday, and I became Pittsburgh's #1 open mic comedy supporter for like a year. Every time somebody after like a couple months would say like, "Hey man, I've seen you at the mics. Why don't you go up?" I said, "Nah, it's not for me. You guys do your thing. I appreciate it." But I would give them notes about what the crowd was saying, what the crowd was thinking.
You
How
was
they
paying
have a chance
attention.
to go.
You was in the game without being in the game yet.
But yeah,
You
I
know,
would.
He's low key like
Very
ghostwriting for
observant.
people for the
Yeah,
future.
you know, you studied. Like you really studied. That's dope. That's dope.
And I had a chance to help out more than a few other comedians have punch up their jokes or just take something down that they could be able to take to another theater, another venue, whenever they might have been on tour, take those jokes there and like, hey, this is what the crowd is kind of going, and this is where maybe you might want to punch something up, or you're doing a really good story, keep on doing that. So whenever that night came at the Beer Hive, it was a short amount of people, like not too many people signed up. It was pirate fever because the Pirates were actually doing well at that time. I know shocking as it may be.
When they was over 500.
I was like, when have they ever been good?
Yeah. They were doing really well, and it was a bit of a rowdy crowd, but there was like not too many other comedians, and Sean knew me from coming around to so many other mics and said, "Hey, you want to go up?" And that was the time I said yes. And I had to follow a guy that told stories about being the Chuck E. Cheese mascot at his local Chuck E. Cheese. Hard act to follow, right?
Right, because I know people was dying.
So he did that, and I came up, I told my own story about my relationship with the Pirates, about how basically if you grew up in like the 90s and had to see that Braves series, the Sid Bream, who I still think should die in a fire yesterday, like many other Pirate fans, he basically took your innocence. So at that point, I knew how the kids of the Catholic Church felt. So because of that taken, and I said that on the mic, and everybody that was in that crowd cracked up. They started to laugh. So I was like, okay, well, let me tell like a little bit more of this extra story before I go out. And then I told something about how it was like my first time here, so it's much like my first time. I stayed a little bit too long, and I didn't pull out quick enough. So then, bam, more laughs, and then I got off stage and I was like, you know what? There it is.
I think that's what.
There it is.
Yeah. And it all from you talking, it all makes sense now because you've seen me just do a little bit of shit on stage. You haven't seen me in full form. I don't think so. But when I got off stage, he was like, "That sounded like some Red Fox shit you said right there when you was telling like." I was like, "Damn, like nobody never said that." Like, you know what I'm saying? But I listen to Red Fox too, though. You know what I'm saying? Like I listen to them albums and shit. So when you say studying, I kind of understood that because that takes me back to watching the VHS tape, the yellow HBO with Roseanne Barr and Robin Williams and all. You know what I'm saying? Like Andrew Dice
Those were
Clay.
good times.
I watched a lot of comedy stuff.
Andrew
Like I
Dice
said, my
Clay
favorite comic is Robin Harris. I always say that shit. So it's like, you know, I like, that's why kind of how my jokes are based off stories and shit. Because I like the storytellers. You know what I'm saying? With a punchline and it's like, whoa, I didn't see that coming. You know what I'm saying? So to see another person that kind of like studied like I did in a way that's dope. Like, that's definitely dope. It's definitely dope.
And one thing I'll say this on this episode, if you have a chance to check out Tone Live, which I suggest that you do, I said that about Red Fox with him because he was able to be on a stool and tell a story. It wasn't too dirty, but the people were laughing at the parts that you needed to laugh at.
Right.
And he didn't have like the raspy voice like Red Fox did. But after seeing and listening to so many other of his party albums or everything, I could be like, you know what? I could see the influence from there with Tone. So outside of booking him, you know, what you should do, and you listen to him, I try to study whoever else I'm also on a comedy lineup with and see what sort of things I get a chance to pull from them. Are they more physical? Do they tell stories? Are they just kind of starting out and they get like their guest set and maybe they need a little bit more? And especially the headliners are how much of the 45 minutes is stories, how much is punchlines, crowd work, a lot of other kind of stuff. So it only helps me out whenever I get a chance to go up because like my influences are Chris Rock, Sinbad, Rodney Dangerfield, Seinfeld, and especially as far as lady comics, we also have to say our comedians, the Wanda Sykes.
Right.
So
Right.
I love Wanda Sykes.
yeah. So with that, with me like just hanging around, the positive thing that I had a chance to do also that also influenced me is I had a chance to get back to a lot of the younger comics. One on the scene, her name's Brittany Alexis. I like to affectionately call her my
Shout
protege.
We will
Shout
get you
out.
up here too.
Shout out.
She'll be up here soon.
Yes,
She's hilarious. She is, I've seen a lot of Wanda Sykes, and I saw how the connection between her and Chris Rock, whenever they had their show together, like they were feeding off of one another, but it came very naturally. And whenever I had a chance to see her starting out, and there was coming to a point where she was kind of at a crossroads, whether she was just going to stay talking about one thing or not doing comedy itself. But I try to push her to be like, yo, you have a future in this. If you continue to develop, there's so many other opportunities for you. And just help with like a little bit things with her writing. And now she's gone on to do so many good things at the Improv. She's gotten into comedy festivals. She's gotten into comedian festivals that are coming up. So she's hot now. She's developed like 45 minutes worth of really good material that I've seen her headline. And that's the kind of stuff where you want to say that that's like either the best reflection of you, or as you try to help out another comedian, whether they're male or female, they have a chance to reflect, I want to say, some of the ideas where you had a chance to have where you see them go, and then they go a little bit higher. So I'm just really excited about
That's
that.
great. That's great. Woo, brother, you a little long-winded there, boy.
Now, I want to give you
Woo!
putting in that work for helping
Hell
out.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I got a question for you, brother. Just a scenario like you have a bad set. How do you bounce back from that?
Oh, a long drive wind hit your hair. Probably, I got a lot of hair to hit. So
I understand.
I think that I'm more likely to listen to Sade, or I'll listen to one of the comedy channels. I'll probably listen to Wake's House or something else like that to help get it back on. And I record my sets, so I don't have a video recording, I at least have an audio recording. And then I could go back and see, was my timing on? Was it something that I maybe wanted to say to the audience to help bring them in? Is there something that I had a chance to leave out? It's like if a football player or sports person has a chance to see tape on themselves and study how they can be able to get better. That's how it is. I break it down like if it's in the tape form, like practice, and go back from there. So the next step, the next set, I'm able to undo any mistakes that I did.
So you bounce back games, like bam, right back at it.
Yeah, and I
You know, some people they can't take that thing like that. Them bad sets be like that'll make you break.
whammy.
And this is something that I think Godfrey had talked about, where like the bomb monster is what he called it. The bomb monster is always circling over your head. It's always looming. You never know when it's going to strike. You never know when it's going to happen, but you just got to be prepared for it and keep it at bay as much as you can, whether it's through prayer, whether it's through sacrificing, whether it's through going to church, consecrate. You do whatever else you have to do to make sure that that bomb monster doesn't attack you. But when it does attack you, you got to shake that off as much as you can, be around other like minds as possible, and get back to knowing like, hey, that doesn't define me. That's not who I am.
Right.
All right, and I'm gonna beat those charges next time. That's how you got
So you gonna beat the charges?
Oh yeah, you beat the charges next time.
You got one more?
Yeah, one more. Is comedy therapeutic to you?
I think comedy is therapeutic because
Damn sure.
because as somebody that I got my college degree and background in psychology, one of the forms of psychology, and I say yes because if you have a positive way to channel all of your anxiety, all of your hate, all of your likes, all of your loves, all of your passions into something that can be able to entertain others, hopefully it doesn't affect them, hopefully it doesn't hurt them, then therapy would say, hey, that's the most basic thing as far as expression that any man would have.
Right.
Whether it's hitting the gym, whether it's meditating, whether it's journaling, except ours is just a form of talking to strangers about how our day is going and feeling that relationship, saying, hey, you know what, I've been through something like that.
That's
Or,
deep, right?
that's so wow.
That's real.
That's a gym right there. He's dropping time.
And that's what therapy is. It's like you're paying X amount of money to have a conversation with a best friend that you can't have in front of your best friend because sometimes your best friend enables you that bad behavior, which you got to go to therapy for. Ours just happens to be a table or a group full of strangers that pay a cover charge, and we get a chance to get paid off of the back end.
Yep.
And I feel, I want to piggyback, and I feel like sometimes we give them therapy because it's funny though, because when I do it, I feel like sometimes the stuff I'll say, because I know I can be over the place, and sometimes I'll get on occasions about the different things, but I want people to understand that you can look at yourself knowing that you can be wrong or you have your own messed up ways, but we all got our messed up ways. So I just want you to be able to laugh at what we see y'all as and how y'all see us. We all human beings are here at the end of the day. We all got flaws, and that's just laugh at it. We better at laughing at it than being hating each other.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Can't laugh at somebody taking your girlfriend. That ain't funny.
Well,
Sometimes depending on how it went down,
How the game goes.
Thank you.
and I'll say this, and to Reese's point, Forgetting Sarah Marshall was just a comedy breakup, and the guy that wrote it, Jason Segel, he wrote it after breaking up with somebody, and he had some way to channel it, and that made a couple $100 million,
Whole bunch of them.
got him an acting and everything else. So at times that breakup hurts, but it might be the best thing for you because it can get you into a 4.5-story house out in California. It could get you into a new tax bracket. It could get you into a whole new. Yeah,
They say
They can make you vote for
sometimes
Trump. No.
sometimes
You'll be voting for Trump.
sometimes God takes away the good thing, put you in a great place.
Facts.
You gotta understand that. With that, we're gonna take a little break, man. We're gonna take a small one. I'm gonna lift this little chat. We gotta put some CarMax on and shit. But once these Barmass commercials, because I think we got commercials. I don't know, but you might see. But we'll be right back after this.
Yeah.
Get the charge.
If you still locked in, man, make sure you hit that like, comment, subscribe, and that notification button. We want you to stay locked in with the 30 and up boys, man. By the way, new merch coming. Your boy, Comedian Boogie. Get what you let. Peace.
I know everybody been in my DMs and inbox asking me saying they need shirts, hoodies, and hats. Well, guess what? We're gonna have shirts, hoodies, hats, ashtrays, all smoked out, shout out apparel. If you smoking and you shout out, you gotta have apparel. Light red.
Like red now.
Song,
So,
nigga.
like I said, Brandon Johnson, though, thank you for schooling me because I didn't get to try it at the Barrel and Flow Festival. But like you said, Rossi and Hen is a
Oh, this
win.
nigga over
Oh,
here.
y'all
He experiment over here.
Yeah.
You know how, listen.
Because he had the Hen and you had the Rossi and he just said something about it. I said, you know what? Yeah, we can do that right now.
I wonder why y'all cover
And I-
so darker than mine.
And I put a little bit in
You
there.
got that
Shit.
sangria and that Henny.
What my man said earlier, a
What
little
was the name
razzle
of it?
dazzle.
Oh, shit, let's
It's Pink Moscato.
No, I'm saying, what was the name
Okay.
of that?
It was Smooth Operator Sangria.
Smooth
Oh,
operator.
before we even jump into it, we want to jump into it. But how did y'all feel about? How was y'all feeling on the Barrel and Flow? The Barrel and Flow was super dope, man.
Man, that shit changed lives.
Man.
As a guest on here, I got a chance to actually have an extended time with these brothers here and the work that we put in, not only creating the flavor, but also presenting it to the people. It was a whole event that I wouldn't change a single moment of because I got a chance to see Al in his element with music, with women, with just anybody else. And the energy just didn't die down. After X amount of hours, you're like, okay, it's gonna die down? No. Is anything else gonna stop? No. He kept on
now.
going because,
Nigga, don't stop.
yeah.
Don't stop.
And I was
stop. Don't stop.
Yeah. And I saw Reese come in and just like support every single tap that was there. If you didn't leave with something in your cup, Reese made sure that you left with something
That's a
in
fact.
your cup
That's
that
a
was
fact.
good.
That's a
And
fact.
that was so necessary because when Toad came in, he was just like the service person there, making sure that, hey, we also did this. This is what went into it. Like outside of whatever he's read on the sign, hey, this is what happened. So he was informative. So to see the three-headed greatness of this collective of 30 and up boys together, and I was just back in awe and happy that they could be able to help me out with my brew. And all of us together, it was like synergy.
Shit.
If you see the Golden State Warriors moving back and forth without the ball, before the pass comes up, everybody was knowing where it was going and everybody set everybody else up for greatness. And it was I would say it was one of the best experiences that I've had drinking the brews that we had, but also being around the right element. Everybody wanted to see each other succeed.
Facts.
Yeah.
I'll drink to that.
And because we were the first,
I'll drink to that.
Cheers.
I will say this, we were the first comedians to have our own beer and our own sangria at an all-black beer festival that's ranked #1 by USA Today magazine. So I shout out.
And wasn't it? It was like
Yes.
and they said it was like probably like more than 50% of the people there wasn't from Pittsburgh.
Yes.
Exactly.
We had
So
people
many connections.
from Dallas, people coming in from Cleveland, people
Listen,
coming in from Chicago. People were coming in for that because whenever you're the only black beer festival and you pull it off for over 5 years, people are going to notice. There wasn't any knuckleheads around. It was just a lot of people that were just there to enjoy the element. And that's all that we had a chance to produce was good stuff and bring it to the people. And if we're the first comedians, we're opening it up for so many others. And that's what makes us special. Because there will be others, but they'll never be the
Number
first.
one. That's a
You
fact.
can't be the first for everybody else that's out there.
Man, it's one of the greatest things I've experienced since I've been in Pittsburgh. I ain't gonna lie, hands down. The vibe was one of the best vibes I've ever seen since I've been in Pittsburgh. The people, the vibe, the energy, everybody was supporting one another. And I got to see you in your element. I got to see you moving and grooving. I always seen you doing comedy, and I always seen you as a supportive person, always helping. But to see you in your bag, or how you was presenting your Sandria, how you was doing that, man, the Golden Glove, you was getting in your bag, dude.
He was losing weight by the second out there.
Man.
He was like, man, I'm hungry as hell.
Man, you had people feeling like it was scratching, like you got any more of that?
I had to tell him, sit down. I got you. Get something to eat, bro. I got you. Go on and
Man,
eat.
salute to you as well.
Overworked and underpaid. That's how we live, baby.
I saw you in the
But it's
element
for a better cause,
where I'd never seen you before, and you succeeded. You was in your groove. You did your damn thing.
We all rock that shit. Shout out to Barrel Flow. Shout out to Dave. Shout out to the whole staff that helped us out that evening. Shout out to the food trucks that was there.
Shout out to everybody that was
there.
American Underground Brewers. American Underground Brewers.
Let's
Our
give them a
collaboration
shout out
partner.
too.
And we had Three Rivers Underground.
Three Rivers Underground Brewers. Thank you.
Shout out to Tyler. Shout out to everybody, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Whittlewood.
Whittlewood.
That sound like some Whittlewood. I got Whittlewood. Hey, what you gonna do with that Whittlewood?
It's crazy when you produce something to the point where it's been a couple months past and people still want it.
That's what he told y'all. I was at a funeral.
That's hilarious. Sad,
Crying in the pew.
but hilarious. On
Tears
that part.
going down. Pastor Jenkins was up there saying the sermon.
That's the part got me laughing.
You heard me?
That's Al Oaken.
Pastor Jenkins was up there saying his sermon, and brother tapped me on my shoulder and said, "Good brother, I know you crying right now, but when you get some more of that beer, bring that shit over here." Everybody in the church, I'm just saying. You know what I mean? So
Shout out to Deacon Board.
shout out. You know what I'm saying? So
And Paul Bear.
what we did, and people recognizing me from being at that festival and all that, what we did was dope. So I know there's so much more to come. So much more to come. So before we get into, we got a couple segments we're gonna jump into. But anybody else got another question before I ask one more?
No, sir.
So
No, sir.
I like to ask this too. Through comedy and everything that's going on, what is Brandon's end all? What is like, all right, I'm comfortable, I'm what I'm doing. Like, is it straight stand up? Is it stand up in the production, stand up in the movies, stand up in, you know what I'm saying? Is it, you know what I mean? Like, what's the end all for you?
Thank you. End game is to be a comfortable touring stand-up comedian. And by comfortable, I mean if I have a chance to be the warm-up comic on a show that you may see on late night, that you may see throughout daytime, because I found out that that's a good avenue as the warm-up comic. Because the warm-up comic has a chance to tour, he has a chance to headline, he has a chance to work cruise ships, he has a chance to tour all over the world and still be able to maintain enough anonymity to where I could go into a large grocery store, pick out everything else that I need, get in and out, and go ahead. And I think that's the balance that I seek, is the thing where if I'm in the element and the people that know about me know,
Right.
that's all I need. So if you're the bookers, if you're the talents, if you're the headliners of the clubs that I submit tapes to and feel like booking me and I give a good performance and you pay me properly, then the rest of it will eventually write itself. So as I'm starting out, the next step is to get my website up, because I talked to more than a few people and they said, yo, you're already good with Instagram, you're already good in Facebook, but the bookers come to the websites.
Right.
The bookers come to the websites to see your clips that you may have on your YouTube, but they come there to make sure that it's like a professional official. So that's the next step, is developing that. It's in the works now, so I can be able to get my bookability up. And then just me talking to Earthquake whenever he had a chance to come to Improv, he was impressed and he was like, yo, the next time you're out, LA, hit me up, put you on Quake's house, go ahead from there. I talked to his opener, Mr. Bishop, and he was like, yeah, but that's like a legit invitation. So now, to build around that, how much stuff am I going to be able to build myself up to get booked on shows out in LA, get booked around there, so it's not just one thing. How can I be able to capitalize off that? And basically, just keep that going. And as I go with that, continue to build up the Britneys, continue to build up anybody else that I may be talking to, that I may be able to have a chance to work with, and being in their top 5 bookable people.
Right.
And just talking to as many other warm-up comics as I can, because it definitely is a skill. It's not for the intro guys. You got to be really professional and clean and everything else to talk to a bunch of foreign people as well as Americans that are coming to these TV shows and keep them warm so they can keep on having out, like bringing out their cast, bringing out whatever else they need to. So that would be my end game, and I'm making steps towards that.
That's what's up, man. Hey, this is sponsored by Fumble on Play, by
Fumble
Pass
on Play
to
by
Reese.
Cool
Fumble
Ass
to-
Reese. I ain't got no fingers because Chicago niggas can't catch it.
First of all, 36 to 10. Did y'all win this week?
Oh, yeah, they did.
41-38. Shout out
It
to
was
Reese.
dramatic.
It was a
but they
little hard
won.
game.
It
Y'all
was a
sweat the
hard
whole
game.
game.
It was
Official
dramatic,
game,
but they
you know what I'm saying?
won.
About time y'all won.
We ain't sweat.
That's all I'm saying. About time y'all won.
Shit, man, let's kick to that next shit.
That's all that matters.
Before we get into the talk your shit segment, before we jump into that, but I just want to ask you real quick, off the top of your head, real quick, your top 3 favorite comedians you like to see in the city.
In the city, outside of these gentlemen here, you're welcome.
Free
Shout out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Top ones in the city, I enjoy Sam Bentley.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Sam, baby.
One of the guys that, if I have a chance to, whenever he decides to come back, Terry Jones.
Siri,
My
Mike.
guy. Yeah, that one is show
Absolutely.
too. Great show, man.
Funny
He was
dude.
that.
Hilarious.
And then I'd probably say tie between Jeff Conkle and Bill Crawford, the guys that you've seen here on DBE.
Haven't met them yet.
Yeah.
Hope to come in the passings of that. That's kind of
Yeah. And that's the top ones. Like, you can listen to those guys on DBE on certain days. Bill Crawford, especially throughout Steelers season, he's one of the regulars. But he's one of the guys that came up through Pittsburgh, had some stuff in Boston, and now he's like next week, whenever the Steelers face the Raiders, he's doing shows with Steve Byrne, doing stuff with Roy Wood Jr., a lot of other heavy headliners, and he's still keeps his Pittsburgh ties. He's one of the guys that I look up to as far as having like that nice balance of family, but then also hitting the road for big shows, and people know him, and people like have a chance to go from there. So,
Shout out. Shout out. That's super dope. Well, let's get into this. We got this segment called Talk Your Shit. It's time for me to start and let Al talk his shit. You know how he goes, so good luck.
Let him go.
Good
All
luck.
right.
Get him.
Hey, welcome to Talk Your Shit. Now, brothers, this Talk Your Shit, this segment here is for everybody. How would you feel if your daughter, around the age of, I guess we'll say, 16, 17, comes to you and says, hey, Daddy, can my boyfriend spend the night? Now, only reason I ask this question, because you know I have to pull from somewhere. I see some of the new generation of parents want to be more cool for school with their kids than be parents. But the brother at fairness said, hey, yeah, it's cool. Make sure the door is open. You know, your sister and brothers here. Respect my house. It's cool. He can sleep. And then she asked, can he sleep? Where can he sleep? Can we think about the couch? Can he sleep in my room? Yeah, he can sleep in your room. Just leave the door open. Now, I understand what he did and all that, but we come from a different era. We ain't the 30 and up boys for nothing. What's your thoughts?
Is that it? That's the end of it? He just said, okay.
What's your
shit, I thought
thoughts?
some other man. Listen.
We was born in the wrong time.
First of all, that would never, ever come out my daughter. My daughter's 7 right now. And I swear to God, when she turns 16, she will never ask me no shit like that in her fucking mouth. Ever.
Like Tony when he did with his sister. What?
Like,
I know you ain't just asked me that.
Yeah,
I'm
my
sorry, I
boyfriend.
can't.
First of all, you ain't got no fucking boyfriend if you ain't paying no fucking bills. So he better be your friend and hide that shit. Hide that shit.
Oh, gee, Bobby Johnson out here.
She said he could be a boyfriend of everybody else
Because
but
that's
me.
what it is. You can't control your kids when they walk out that door.
That's a fact. I agree.
So you can do whatever the fuck, but don't bring it. No, ain't no
I don't
boyfriend.
think I could let my 16-year-old daughter have a guy stay at night at the house. I don't think I can do that.
I can't.
I don't think I can do that. That's enabling too much.
Facts.
You know,
Even with the doors open.
You know, next thing I know, I come downstairs, this nigga's rolling up in my living room.
What that song?
You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, I don't need that because I'm gonna kill somebody.
I don't know. It just might. I don't think.
First off, she better fucking run away or something, or don't come home tonight and say she stayed out at her friend's house.
Well, my daughter already got a chance to be
Like,
built
she
on
gotta be
anyway.
slick
Roll
about
with her.
Don't do it in my face.
I don't even have kids. I'm probably the only one on here that doesn't have kids. But even knowing, all right, well, one thing. Well, even knowing that, it's a big hell no, because that opens up the door to so many other things that if you don't nip it in the bud now, it's going to keep on coming back in one form or another. And it's another boundary that she had a chance to push and you kind of caved in. Whereas, like me, just being around, whether it's I had a chance to work with a bunch of kids in the schools, not like that. But seriously, I was in the administrative office, and I've seen them, and I've smelt them. It's not having a 16-year-old girl, boy in your house does not smell good because it's a whole thing. So I don't want to bring that scent into my house. Secondly, if I'm leaving my house, everything else is cool. As much trust as I have, she should have enough trust to know that that stupid shit won't pull over here. It really won't. Because I'm the one that if you're not working, if you're not doing anything else as far as contributing, you better have X amount of dollars to make sure that you get rid of whatever else you're trying to entertain and bring into that room, even with the door open, even into the house that I'm paying the bills for, the bills that I'm taking care of in the future that I want to have set up for you. Now, don't get me wrong, also at the same time, hey, my mother was a teenager by the time she had me. So I understand so many of those things, and I want to make sure that I have a chance to flesh her out, not like that,
Right.
to have her fleshed out to where she has the best future ahead of herself without having that type of responsibility. I'm not going to say burden because children change around a man, they change around a woman, but to have that type of responsibility at 19, at 18, if you're not level-headed and you're still just trying to bring over little boyfriends and stuff,
Right.
you're not ready to take that type of leap into it.
Just
Forget trust. You gotta have sense.
Man, sense be you don't even entertain to bring that to my ass because I'm gonna look at you like, what the fuck wrong with you? You can't have. It don't need to even happen. Ever.
Yeah, that's a touchy subject. I couldn't do it. Let's go around and answer. Could you do it? Would you do it? I can't do it.
I couldn't do it. I respect you,
I ain't
everybody.
gonna ask.
I mean, ain't no
It's all
handbook.
written on Reese's face.
No.
Man, it was written
No,
all
sir.
over your face.
I got 2 girls, and hell no. I'm still overprotected by my 28-year-old, 29-year-old. So it's like it is what it is. But
So before we get back to another commercial, then we move to this. How y'all feel about this Diddy trial?
man, I don't want to talk about that, man.
My thing.
I gotta celebrate November 4th.
You like?
No, man, you can't use
I got
all
2
that.
things for that real quick. It's bigger than them freakos, because I ain't never seen nobody get a freako before. Like, you know what I'm saying? You really getting hit with shit where it's about oil and having sex. Facts. But it must be bigger than that. And if it's bigger than that, people saying it might be the retaliation from the liquor company. which you
Right.
can't be.
Which you can't be.
Because at the end of the day, we all up here. We all grown. We are from that era. We know
Them folks
big
good,
money
bruh.
and big power people
Them folks
can
is
pull
good.
moves that other people just can't pull.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact.
But to be honest, how long do you think the nigga was gonna last? Like shit like that don't last forever. It's gonna eventually. So I don't give a fuck how much money you got and what color. Listen, if you got the color of your skin, don't give a fuck about the amount of money in your pocket when it comes to certain shit.
See, and I agree with that. Only reason I say it do though,
He was a fall guy.
that's my point. So it will continue because somebody had to fall.
He never was Ciroc, or he was just fucking
Yeah,
face
somebody
of
got to
Ciroc.
fall, and
He
then to
wasn't
some
the owner of
degree,
Ciroc.
When we spoke out on them, things got different.
exactly. It was all just good just a week ago until you start
Same.
talking that shit.
If you start breaking down the facts and stop looking at all the funny memes and the baby oil and all that other extra shit, because I don't never remember nobody getting in trouble for having freak offs. Freak offs been happening since
Nigga,
forever.
we had, but nigga, but us niggas
You
had
know?
the freak neek.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody went to jail for no freak neek, nigga. In
That's
Atlanta.
right.
We came up, like I said, for Hustler magazine, parties,
But then he
player
was
balls, the
His
Hugh
player
Hefner.
convention.
Hugh Hefner
You
was
imagine
doing
the stuff
His
that
freak
happened?
offs is with fucking Justin Timberlake, motherfucker, and Usher. Like, that's not normal. Hugh Hefner was young girls, young tits and fake boobs. No,
But I
it
get
ain't the
that.
same, brother. It ain't
It
the
ain't-
same.
I don't know about heavy on the gay stuff. I gotta see that.
I ain't
don't know.
saying.
Ooh,
Nah,
did he
nah.
was gay?
Cause we always quick to call black people gay, and that's just me. For me, I gotta see more than just.
I don't
I
want to
need
see
to
more.
see more.
That one part I don't want to
I
see. Just me. I don't want to see more.
I need to see. I need
I
to
see
see
enough
more.
that he don't care what he does. He's not like he ain't hiding shit.
But I
Like,
won't
he's not
put shit
saying that
past
he
him, though.
don't do men.
I won't put it past.
He's weird like that. You know, he's a different motherfucker.
Yeah.
They do that.
I will say this: the enablers of everything and the victims, God bless them throughout everything else. I want to go towards the most vocal ones that have kept it up for 30 years, saying X, Y, and Z. That have actually gone out, gotten legal stuff
Right.
to make sure that they had everything else to support them. But if you're just somebody else that was one of the participants and now is coming out against them because you see a bag, because you see a celebrity, because you see like maybe extended 5 minutes worth of celebrity, that's the stuff where I'm like, come on, man. Like if you can't participate into it and then 5 years later, however much, see like the downfall,
Right.
and then just try and like reach your hand out to try and take a little bit more. Now, if there was somebody else like back in 94, back in 92, whenever he was starting out, and has consistently for the past 30 years
Right.
kept on coming back with the law saying, hey, he's done this, he's done that, whether it's male or female, those are the ones I'm more inclined to believe instead of somebody else like,
Looking at a money
Yeah.
ticket.
looking at it like, looking at a come up.
So he came
Basically,
across
on his
too
dumb
many rich
downfall.
people for him to be doing this much foul fuck shit and nobody said nothing. I'm sorry.
He's a Scorpio,
Anyway,
bro.
he's gonna move on to it. That know your word shit.
He's
Not
crazy.
yet, not yet. We're gonna take a small little break and then we'll
We
break
ain't got nobody to break.
We'll take a small little one.
We ain't got no breaker.
Small one.
We got no small
We
break.
ain't got no breaker.
We got no breaker. Yeah, we do. We the breakers.
Facts.
We the breakers. We the breakers. Damn.
Just like you about to break your phone.
Come on, man. You ain't had a new phone in about 5 months.
I
You trying to be
got this $100 case, bro. My shit ain't broke.
okay.
I'm talking
Got that titanium shit.
Yeah, that shit sound like concrete on concrete, boy.
Look, man, we're gonna wrap this up. We're gonna come right back. We're gonna take a quick commercial break and know your words.
Facts.
Know your words, then. Fuck it. Let's do that, then, man. Let's do it. We'll be right back, man.
Oh, hey, what's up? Y'all still locked in? Okay. Well, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, man. You got to comment on it, and make sure you tap that notification so we can know that y'all notified, so we can get y'all in here. 30 and up, boys. Smoked Out ShotOut Podcast. Catch you later. Peace.
Clothing line, Mental Protect. Hey, it's been established in 2022. It's coming out this summer, man, with multiple different designs, styles, and so much more. So make sure you check in, tap in with your boy, comedian Al Boogie and the 30 and Up Boys. I'll get with you later. Peace.
We got all that on there. Anyway. It depends.
Now later.
Oh, motherfucker, let's go.
Welcome back to the SmokedOut ShotOut. Welcome back to the SmokedOut ShotOut Podcast. I always wanted to do that, like,
Max Headroom.
you know what I'm saying? What movie was that? He was like, what
That was
radio?
Max Headroom.
Yeah. But let's get into the segment, Reese. You already know this is your role.
Oh shit! Well, we're about to get to this segment. It's called Know Your Words.
Please explain to the guests.
And the
what
objective
happened here.
of this game is that you get 5 words, and you have to use them 5 words and make a story, a rhyme, a scenario, anything. But you have to use the 5 words in that order. We'll give you an example because one of us is gonna go first. I think Tom's going first this time.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
But it's real rhythmic. We're gonna get it.
All right. So I got 2 sets of words to pick from. Which one do I want to do?
First one.
All right.
The second one was like, this nigga thought he was from grad school.
What the fuck is that?
I told him to give us some black.
Voluptuous?
I said give us
Really?
some black collars that we party type words.
All right, my words are, let's get this shit cracking. Intoxicated, weed, what's that, moldy? Moldy?
Yeah,
Okay. Moldy, forgot, wallet. That's a walk-in, isn't it? Intoxicated, weed, moldy, forgot, wallet. Y'all ready? Oh, shit. Oh, so one time, me and the squad, we had went down to the south side. Very few times we go down there because that's not when niggas party in my area. But we happened to go down there, you know. So this is when Patron first came out, you know. So we had it, you know, we had it. So we went to go get the drinking, you know, 1 shot, 2 shot, 7 shots, 9. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling fine. All right. So I am now slightly intoxicated. Boom. As we try to go to the next party, you know, on the south side, you had to watch your dress code. Couldn't always wear the proper shit to get in there and shit, right? You know, so I went there. They said my man couldn't get in because his jeans was too baggy. And then we went to another spot. They said my man couldn't get in because his t-shirt was all white. Couldn't wear white tees in there. It was some bullshit. Southside was on some bullshit back then. But we had said, fuck it, let's go around the corner by the Burger King. Let's go smoke this weed. I was like, cool, fuck it, let's go smoke this weed. So we get to hitting this weed, we see some little bitches, right? I'm like, oh, these little bitches is rolling around. I'm sorry, women, young ladies. I apologize, I get out of control sometimes. So we get to talking, they get to looking, you know, we tell them we here for 5 hours, 5 minutes, 5 hours, 5, whatever you want, you know what I'm saying? So we end up sliding to the female's crib. She said she lived around the corner. Boom, we go back to the car, we get the bottles, we have some bottles, we get a couple little drinks, we go back to the crib. Well, I go to the bathroom, I go to piss, look around, start to see all these little green dots all in the corners of the wall. I said, I shouldn't be breathing in this bathroom because it's looking a little moldy in this motherfucker. I think I should be in here breathing. I think I'm going to die if I keep breathing, right? So my man said, we got to get some more blunts. So I said, forget it. Let's go get some more blunts. Boom, we get in the car, we start driving. I left my coat at the crib because it was already, we was coming back to smash. You know how we get down. We was drinking and smoking, we was smashing, you know what I'm saying? So we get to the store, I go to check my pockets. I said, damn, I forgot my shit. He said, it's cool, I got it. I just hit a lick before we got here. So he paid for everything, you know. I go to the store, I come back from the store, go grab my coat up. So I remember I left my shit up. I start to look around, look at my coat. My wallet ain't in there. So now I'm mad. I fucked the whole mission up. Nobody got no ass. And come to find out, I never had my wallet the whole time. It was at the crib. That's my story. You didn't get no
You said I left my wallet at home. My bad.
That's my story, man.
My
That's
bad.
my story.
All right. All right, I'm
Might have been
gonna
long-winded for me this
go
time.
second. Okay. My words are girl, guts, pungent, bathroom, and awkward. So, you know, I used to be on the bar scene a lot. So, you know, I used to run into a whole bunch of randoms. Old chicks, a couple young girls, you know, 19, 20, 21.
Right.
Coming to, they need a little help. Come to the bar, like, you know, can you help me out? Give me a couple dollars, shit, you know. A couple of them was nice and fine too, but, you know, they just have a hard time. So, you know, I played the game. You know, occasionally, you know, I'll be like, you know, what's going on? Can I get up in them guts? And they be like, hey, what you mean? Because they a little younger, so I had to explain that shit to them. Like, look here, little bitch. Pay attention to what's going on. And they be like, okay. So I'll pull the panties down. Put you over her legs. The lips crack. Smell real pungent in that. I almost threw the fuck up in there, boy. I was like, oh my god, catfish and gravy in this little bit. I was like, ugh. So I went in the bathroom, bro, and I said, man, what the fuck am I gonna do? This is my last resort for the night. I don't wanna go home, you know, without, you know, that boy Lou, you know what I mean? So I said, fuck it. I took a rag, and I took a little old ass bar Zest soap that's sitting in a little dirty ass soap dish, and I put on a rag, put a little warm water. I went there and said, got one good stroke. Just got the surface. All I need is the surface clean. I went that thing, man, and when the kids came in, you look bad, motherfucker. Did you think I felt awkward? Hell no. I kept smashing because the little motherfucker let me in. He's gonna go sleep any goddamn way. And that's my story, man.
Hey, man. Hey, man.
Oh, man.
God damn.
Oh,
See, these stories is wild. Sometimes they might be true, sometimes they might not.
Might be a
You
little
never
piece
know.
of truth in there.
Might be a little piece of truth in it. Just a piece.
All right, man, it's my turn, man. My words is Trans Am, Billie Jean, Christmas, West Virginia, and Jenny.
Jenny?
Yeah, Jenny.
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 No, it's Henny. It's fucking Henny.
Must be here.
When you put Henny in the spell check and you tap it, it say Jenny. It don't have Henny locked in yet. It's Henny.
I'm keeping Jenny.
No, you need Henny, nigga. We drinking Henny tonight.
I'm keeping Jenny. We'll use, it's gonna be Jenny. I'll use Henny, but it's gonna be Jenny. All right.
You'll use Henny for
Yeah. We'll see.
drinking Henny with Jenny.
So, you know, and sometimes, you know, when you be smoking on weed and shit, and you get some of the best sleep ever.
That's a fact.
But when you have an imagination like myself, you can have some of these crazy ass fucking dreams that you don't understand where the fuck it was from. So I fell asleep and I swear I had this dream that I was riding a Trans Am. And I don't know who was the one driving because I wasn't driving. I was riding shotgun, like, all right, I like Trans Ams, we out here. I'm like, all right, what we doing? And all of a sudden, when I finally kind of made clear who was sitting next to me, it was Mike singing Billie Jean while we riding this Trans Am. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on here? He said, I gotta go find that bitch Billie Jean. Cause she got a kid by me and she owed me some explanation because I don't think it's my goddamn kid. I'm like, all right, well shit, off we go.
All right.
So as we on this motherfucking ride, I ain't realized once again, cause like I said, this was in my dream. It started snowing and shit, and as we ride to this Trans Am, it's like Christmas and shit going on and shit. I see Rudolph and Prancer and they fucking in front of the Trans Am pulling this bitch. I'm thinking that he's driving, but this motherfucker's fucking all fucking deers at bay pulling the Trans Am through the snow like he's Santa Claus looking for Billie motherfucking Jean. I'm like, nigga, I don't know what weed was served to me, but I don't know if I want to smoke this shit ever again. But then when it comes to the point where I'm like, all right, as crazy as this can be, you know, when you in them dreams sometimes how it can go from one stage to a whole nother scene, like you on some motherfucking like mushroom type shit. All of a sudden, it stops. Mike gone. Christmas gone. All I see is a whole bunch of hillbillies and shit with missing teeth and shit, screaming nigger. And it ain't dawned to me when I kind of looked around and seen certain things that look like landmarks. I was in West motherfucking Virginia. I'm like, oh shit, how the fuck we get here? I'm gonna be a hungry motherfucking nigga here. The fuck get from fucking Snowbells and Billy Jean and Mike and what the fuck? And it came to me, it made sense why they kept saying what they were saying, that it was gonna fuck me up, hang me, kill me in West Virginia, because I didn't realize, because when I kind of made sense of how the story flipped in my dream, when I woke up in the bed, I had Jenny on the block that I ended up fucking off the Hennessy. And that's my story for the end of the night. That's why they wanted to kill me in West Virginia, because I was fucking Jenny.
Jenny from the block.
Off the Hennessy.
The Hennessy. Sound like a shampoo night. My bad.
I make a baby that night because Jenny and Henny sound like go good together.
Yeah, guys, I don't think mine's is going to be as freaky as the others. The words that I have are Buffalo Wild Wing, Donald Trump, Nikes, Pirates, Improv. All right, so you guys know me. I frequently go to two stores, Walmart and Buffalo Wild Wings. So this one time, I'm at Buffalo Wild Wings, kind of recently. I'm over there just trying to crush as many of the fiery habanero wings as I can, fries, everything else. I think things are having a good time. Games on, watching sports. They got on Pittsburgh sports all around me. So I'm like, okay, I'm having a good time. But then one of the nerds from, I don't know, he was coming in from like, I think Sewickley, one of those more affluent places. They walk into a Buffalo Wild Wings. I thought the car might have broke down. But apparently they also were there just to get some wings. So I was like, okay, cool. They sit them beside me. Thank you. All you can eat wings. So they decided to sit beside me, and I'm just enjoying Pittsburgh sports, enjoying the wings. And they want to turn on the debate. They want to start talking about politics. And then they throw down a couple dollars to the hostess to get them to change the channel to one of something about politics. And it was a debate that was going on. So now I had to have Donald Trump right next to all my Pittsburgh sports stuff. And it was wild because I'm trying to pay attention to the Pittsburgh sports that are going on. And all of a sudden, out of my left side, I just keep on hearing, they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs, they're eating the pets. And I'm like, yo, this cannot be real. Like, I've seen Donald Trump try and do sports, and none of the teams want to come to him whenever he's at the White House. So I'm trying to like enjoy Pittsburgh sports. The Sewickley guys, they're trying to eat it up. Of course, they're wearing like collared shirts, glasses, red rims. They smell like fucking a whole bunch of just whatever the suburbs smell like is what they smell like. And it's trying to get off my fiery habanero buzz, and I'm now trying to come down off of it, all right? But they just keep on talking about Donald Trump, about how they're going to vote, Trump Vance, and Trump everything else, and about how everything else he has going on. And then they go into like everything else I love about Donald Trump, but I had to stop him for a minute. I was like, yo, didn't Donald Trump have some shoes come out recently? And they were like, yeah, man. Well, if you guys love Donald Trump as much, how come you aren't wearing his shoes? I looked down at my Nikes, and I looked over at their stuff. They're wearing penny loafers and stuff. I'm like, yo, how come you guys don't have on the $400 Donald Trumpsters? Yeah. They were like, that's just something that is a ploy to get black people in to vote. Okay, because we know how much they love sneakers. We know how much they love the $400 ones. But I'm like, I didn't see any black people in his endorsements wearing the shoes. So how can it tie into them getting black people? All right. And they're just saying more defensive stuff about how I'm not enlightened. I'm too much of the they, them of everything else. And I'm like, dude, I'm just trying to enjoy wings and this Buffalo Wild Wings
Pittsburgh sports.
Watch Pittsburgh sports, and you guys are still trying to come at me with the politics and everything else. So eventually they finally put on the Pirate game, and of course we're losing. So the only thing that I could come back with is like saying, hey man, to get through this event, basically I know how talented I am. I can only assume how talented you guys are. You put us both together, I'm pretty sure we could beat the Pirates 5-3. Everybody started laughing because that's the one thing that united us. It was very wild. And then I did a little bit of improv before I went over to the improv to go see one of these guys headline. And the thing that struck me about these guys is that whenever I made that first joke about being the Pirates and bringing us together, that's the one thing that kind of united us, was that the Pirates' futility is such a humorous thing that united sports goers and people from Sewickley that support Trump. Because at the end of the day, as long as your heart's beating, you got a shot at beating the Pirates.
Hey, man. Hey,
shot, man.
That might have been one of the best, man. That might have been one of the best, man. You definitely got anything coming up? Anything? No, you always book.
Yeah, thanks. I'm on the Chipped Ham Comedy Jam on November 2nd. It's filmed by Dave Stewart. We got Brittany Alexis is also on there. We got a headline comic that they have coming in. And it's a bit also of a fundraiser, so I'm looking forward to that. That's on November 2nd. Tickets you can get online. Should be at the Parkway Theater coming up on October 19th with Oscar Calabos. He's coming out of, he's a Colombian comic, but also based in New York. He's going to be coming through on this tour. I have a chance to perform with him through very good promotions, very good comedy. That's coming up on October 19th. You can get your tickets online for that at Parkway Theater. And then, of course, if you ever have a Tuesday that you want to come down and see some of the best in the city and some of the most humorous people around, you can stop by Willow Station in Castle Shannon. I'll be hosting there on Tuesdays and have a good time. The menu's always on point. The comics, most of the time, are on point, and you'll have a good time over there.
Fact, man, it's always working. Guys, always working.
Great.
I just want to say shout out to you. All the support that you do, keep being you, bro. There ain't too many people that support like you. You know what I'm saying? There ain't too many people that give encouraging words when you ain't got to. You know what I'm saying? Like, there ain't, you could just go on about your day, go home from work, and whatever you got going on, you got going on. You know what I'm saying? But you go out of your way, you support everybody, and that's very rare. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and to have that on top of trying to pursue something, that's the recipe to win to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, I ain't never heard nobody say nothing bad about you, and everybody got something to say about somebody in this goddamn city. You know what I'm saying? So
Pretty soon it's me that had all the baby oil, so
So,
just keep your eyes on that. It might have Johnson on it, but not Johnson and
You're
Johnson.
the Pittsburgh chapter, huh?
I mean, if I do so much good and nobody has anything bad to say about me, I'm probably one of the worst people you might be. Probably worse than any of the politicians that are on your ballot right now.
Oh shit.
any closeout questions? Should we do the top three? Ask him his top three in the island. Should we ask him that one? Your top three comics of all time.
Ooh. All time. One was probably descending order, maybe. Three in no order. Chris Rock, because I read his book, Rock This, followed like all the specials. I try and take down as much of his delivery as I can to make it my own, make myself unique. Him, Sinbad, I had a chance to meet him afterwards backstage.
I seen that picture.
Yes, and this is whenever he was before the stroke, and thank God he's still surviving past the stroke. He's coming back. He had a chance to drop so much jewels on me, and his first special, I want to say, Brain Damage, and especially Son of the Preacher Man, are like two that I had memorized when I had a chance to meet him. I think I was 12, and I had Stendhal syndrome. I couldn't look at him, and he was taping House Guests. But he was very nice to me then. I told him about that story whenever I had a chance to meet him afterwards at the casino, and he thanked me for it. Like just bringing it all together, all around nice guy, clean guy. And that's now where I try and gear my comedy towards is being more clean.
Right.
And then Jerry Seinfeld, running up the top three just for his observational skills. Have yet to work with him, but one of his openers, Mario Joyner, started out here in Pittsburgh. Still keeps like a house, and he still has some Pittsburgh roots. He's the one that tours with him, keeps him clean, and at least also performs clean. And he's the next guy that I want to have a chance to meet and open for. So if I could tell, like, just a clean observational comedy more from whenever I have a chance to headline or whenever I have a chance to take a special, those are the three that I kept on constant rotation that helped inform my comedy.
Right. Dope stuff. Good. If you were trapped on an island for a whole year, you can only watch one stand up and listen to one album, what would that be?
I say the album outside of How to Escape from an Island would probably be The Best of Sade. And if I had to listen to one comedy special, how you're telling jokes to get off of the island, it would probably be if it's new, something recent, I'd probably say Roy Wood Jr., Nobody Loves You. But like the one that I continuously laugh at all the time is Eddie Murphy Raw.
That's crazy.
It's still after since like what 87, 88.
Yeah, it's still like watching it all over again.
Crazy. Like one of the best stand-ups.
Definitely like watching it
All the way
over
through.
again.
Yeah.
When we get into that.
You memorize it and you laugh at it still. and as you study it, the storytelling is on point, the racial humor is still on point, the leather suit, maybe not so much, but it's probably gonna come back.
Yeah, it would be somebody wearing it somewhere to me.
Shit, it is back. It's wearing leather now.
No, it's better.
Yeah. Let them know where they can find you at, brother.
Thank you. Facebook, Brandon Johnson. My Instagram, Brandon Laughs. YouTube, the comedy stylings of Brandon Johnson. I'm updating some stuff. And then the website's coming soon where I have a chance to do more bookings and get more exposure.
It's a fact. Anything y'all want to say?
You know,
Everybody quiet.
you know this is the time.
It's another fire episode, man.
All the greens been settled.
It was good conversation through this whole
Yeah,
episode.
definitely great
I
conversation.
enjoyed this whole conversation, fellas. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
we talked more than we joked, and I appreciate that because I definitely thought we was going to be busting a whole lot of jokes. But it came and it became a different direction, and I like that. It was a great conversation. B, thank you for showing up again. Appreciate you for hopping out straight off of work. You know how niggas, you know what I'm saying? We all on the grind. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Like, subscribe, share. Tell your family, tell your mama, tell your grandmama.
Hit that notification
Cocktails and
button.
Cool Reese. Yeah, That's Fire is coming soon. So much more content. Shout out to everybody that love each other. And yeah, that's it.
Yes.
30 boys.
30 boys.
Oh,
That's all.
Oh,
I
and
know.
don't forget to get them tickets for the
Here it
Sweatshirt
is.
Cabaret November 9th
Here it
at
is.
Cabaret Hall from 9 to 1 a.m. We got DJ 211 in the building. Sweet
Facts.
Eats will be open. The kitchen will be open.
Yes.
It's a BYOB event. We're going to have something special there that you won't know until you get there.
If you missed the all-white cabaret that we had,
Yeah.
that was your
you
fault.
don't want to miss this one.
Don't miss
I'm gonna
this
tell you that much.
2024, baby.
30 and up boys.
Night.
Because if
Shout
you
out.
missed it, I bet your mama didn't miss
Shout
it.
out to Exclusively Connected. Shout out.
Collaborations. They coming up. Watch them boys.
You see us. putting in work.
Church. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all.
And we done. So.
And that's a wrap.